All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's always great having this man on the podcast because his nickname was appointed on this podcast. You know, his presence on this podcast has been felt because we've gotten so many people that have come up to us and been like, "Hey, I started taking college football seriously this year because of the Prodigy." And we've even had some people come up in our inbox and be like, "Hey, we're coming from Joel's show. Did you guys really name him?" And we said, yes, we did. And we're honored to be joined today by the prodigy of college football himself, Joel Norris. How you doing, Joel?
Man, that's a good introduction. That's probably one of the most humbling introductions I have seen since I've been on a show. So I'm appreciative, man. I'm honored. I'm glad that people are watching both of our respective shows, man. And the Red Zone Blitz is awesome. I promote Red Zone Blitz
Oh,
all the
we hear you.
time.
We love you,
So
man.
I'm thankful that I'm the prodigy of college football because of this.
Yes,
So
sir. And we
I'm
need some
thankful.
merch. We need some merch. The folks need merch.
We
That's what
do.
we
We
do.
do.
We need some crossover merch where it's the prodigy of college football being appointed his crown. We're gonna
Yeah.
have like Nick Saban animated doing it. It can be cool. It can be a nice little thing.
Or like all of us, like Prodigy, like in the middle, and everybody else, or the Red Zone Blitz beside us,
Yes.
kind of deal. That would be pretty cool too.
A
I
little
didn't think about that.
crossover.
Yeah,
We can do a little jersey swap when we meet up this year. We
yeah,
can just
a
do a
hundred,
little
100%. That'd be cool.
little jersey swap between the Red Zone Blitz and then Pigskin Frenzy. How you been, man? How are things? It is April. Not a whole lot going on, obviously, in the college football world.
Besides spring,
Of
besides
course,
spring football,
yeah,
besides spring football. Other than that, man, it's just been really just diving into spring football. I'm doing my spring results right now. So my first phase was spring outlooks, did all
yeah.
that, and now I'm entering my last phase, which is spring results. So I'm evaluating these teams, giving them my honest like grade per se on these teams. I think the best team that I've seen right now is probably pre-spoiler. Maybe is it's kind of crazy for a lot of people. If y'all want to cover y'all's ears, y'all can. If y'all, it's fine. Turn away, whatever. Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is probably so far, well, probably one of the best I've seen right now on terms of roster because they're loaded this year, man. And I know their schedule's probably not like probably not. It could be it's half tough, half not. If that makes sense. There's a lot of tough games on their schedule, and I think SMU, highlighted by Miami, and highlighted by
Yeah.
BYU. Those three games are tough, but Notre Dame's got the roster that could potentially make that redemption tour a little bit more nice for them.
Who is the guy to watch at running back for him? Because I know they're losing both their guys to the draft this year. Who's the guy coming in?
Anais Williams, he was there backing both of them up. He was like
Yeah,
RB3. I'm pretty sure he's gonna
Roger.
be RB1 now. He's carrying the rock for him, and he's gonna lead that running back room. A lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, he's not gonna be Jeremiah Love." I don't think anybody's gonna be Jeremiah Love. Just be Anais.
101. He's
Just
one
be
of
exactly. Just be Anais Williams. That's all you got to
yeah.
be.
It's tough being the one of one Jeremiah Love.
And
It's tough.
and this is also, I know we're not talking about it, but Jeremiah Love is my favorite player in this draft, hands down.
And the guy that was brought us here today, KK, also his favorite player in the draft. I think if KK could, if he's, I think there's a world where he thinks that the Raiders are going to take him and they're just going to say, you know what, Genty and Love, let's go. But in all seriousness, I agree with you. Jeremiah Love, it might be the most talented player in this draft.
Honestly, and this is just my take. I don't think the Raiders really need him. I think Genty's good for him. I just think they just need to keep pushing Genty a little bit. They what they need is an offensive line, a better
Yeah.
offensive line, and quarterback play. Whether that's with, I know Cousins is there now.
Oh boy.
I grew up a Kirk Cousins guy, so I love me some
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins. And then potentially the number one pick will probably be Fernando Mendoza,
Oh yeah.
maybe. So if you draft those two guys, that's probably going to be the future at quarterback. I think it's better offensive line play, feeding the ball to Genty more and keep getting him going. I think he'll be fine. I think honestly the Titans, even though they have Pollard and Spears still, I believe, right? Titans
Yeah.
do. I think the Titans may get him, honestly, and this is an unpopular opinion. A lot of people are going to, and I know we're not talking about this, but we got into this, but unpopular opinion here. I believe, and this is just me, I believe that if the Giants take him, he starts over Scatterboo. A
Oh,
lot of
100%.
a
I
lot of
don't think
people.
you're I don't think you're it's as unpopular as you think it is.
But it's a popularity contest because everybody loves Cam Scatterboo, and I do too. I'm a big Cam Scatterboo guy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this, man. If it was between Jeremiah Love and Cam Scatterboo, I had both of them, and I'm looking at both of them. I'm starting Love. Love is more of that superstar, primed, ready running back. Cam Scatterboo is a good back, but I don't know if he is a longevity wise a starting NFL running back in terms of just a pure starter like
Just
Jeremiah
the
Love
way he
is.
runs and the amount of violence he runs
Yeah.
with, there are some serious question marks of longevity when it comes to Cam Scatterboo. Which
Yeah.
hey, Giants fans love him. They love the guy. They love Jackson Dart. Both those guys might be out of the league in 3 years with the way they run with the football. So
Yeah, and look, I don't have anything against Cam Scatterboo. I loved him when he was at Arizona State. I
yeah.
still want to see him play and get a lot of like the touches with New York this year. I still want him to run the ball well. I just think if you want to talk about a starter, primary back, it's Jeremiah Love's there at 5. If you're the Giants, there's no way I'm passing up on that. There's no
Yeah.
way.
No, I agree. I think there's that's you can't pass up on generational talents like
Oh,
Jeremiah
100%.
Love.
100%.
Bringing you in, and I know people are probably reading this. This is one of those videos and pieces of content I wanted to create that could last a while. So I wanted this to be on the internet in the depth of it for a few years, and I want someone to look up this video or listen to this podcast on auditory platforms and listen to it, fall in love with the college football prodigy, and then go find Pigskin Frenzy. Where can they find your podcast, Joel? Let's give a little plug before we dive into the episode.
Man, I'm about to hype it up too, so bear with me on this.
Yes, sir.
Man, all audio platforms: Podbean, Spotify, Apple. You can sell Amazon Alexa. Sorry if it went off in your house. You can just say, "Hey Alexa," again, sorry if it went off. Play Pigskin Frenzy, and it will play the latest episode of Pigskin Frenzy or any episode of Pigskin Frenzy for that matter. It's on all audio platforms. YouTube has been a big focus. A lot of people that I will admit, as a show host, it's like, okay, it's YouTube. No, I am putting some more emphasis on YouTube. I've been working really hard at that and just promoting my YouTube a lot better. The subscriber count's going up. We have 100,000 views on
That's
YouTube,
huge.
and we're so thankful for that. Like I said, grateful for the Lord. We give him all the praise on the show. We give him all the praise on this show and any other show because without him, I wouldn't be doing this. So I'm so thankful for him, and I'm so thankful for those 100,000 views because of him. And not only that, man, we're there. We're on True Voice Digital now, which is a new streaming platform for inspired faith-based content like myself and for college football. We're on there. We're also on, I believe, this is a lot of platforms. We're also on Samsung devices as well. So if you have a Samsung device, like there's a Samsung podcast out there.
Okay. Yeah.
Go on there as well. So also, funny thing is, due to the Red Zone Blitz, we're kind of a hit in Canada. So we're a top 100 podcast on the charts in Canada now, which is crazy. So
There you go.
I just discovered that due to the Red Zone Blitz. So shout out to the Red Zone Blitz and golf platform
No,
as well.
no, the North loves you. The North loves you, man.
The North, it's for the North, like the Toronto Raptors would say.
Yeah.
And not only that, we're also in the honorable mentions list. Still working hard at the charts, but on the honorable mentions list in the charts in the United States. So that is pretty impressive as well. So we're growing, man, and I'm thankful for it.
And it's huge, man. I think from our first conversation we ever had to the recording we're doing today, like it's insane the growth that both of our podcasts have seen. And I think it's just to creators out there, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are probably listening, or a lot of people that are disgruntled or discouraged about hey, I don't know if I want to keep going. I'm not getting the views. I'm not getting the likes, and trust me, there will be times where you will think you dropped one of the most fire episodes of all time. And you're like, here we go. ESPN tomorrow morning. It's going to be I'm going to get clipped, and you get nothing. There's no traction. And I think in anything in life, I feel like when you get met with some sort of adversity, it's important to keep going.
Oh, 100%. And the thing is with show with just in college football media, like I'm like my me, I'm not an overnight success. I don't think anybody's an overnight
Yeah.
success. Josh Pate wasn't an overnight success, right? A lot of people are doing the model that he's doing, like me. I'm kind of following the YouTube model as well, and following the audio platform, betting on myself model, and it's
Yeah.
growing and growing and growing with faith and hard work. And I think that is how you do it. And you just keep going. I know it sucks because a lot of people are like this, like you said, discouraged. And you're sitting there and you're like, man, this is just, it's not working out. Dude, you're also 20 episodes in. You're not going to get noticed after 20 episodes. You keep going.
Yeah.
I'm just now finally getting noticed or getting more noticed, right? I was around 250. I mean, I'm at 313 now, but
Yeah.
314 will be Tuesday. But I'm just now getting noticed. I got started getting noticed more around 250, and I started bringing a lot of people on. And I
Yeah.
was like around that mark. That's when I finally started getting noticed more. So it's a yes, it could be a discouraging thing, but at the same time, you just got to keep believing in yourself, keep pushing, and just have that faith that it'll work out. So
100%. 100%. Now, we're going to dive into, I know people probably like, all right, guys, let us know why we're here. Like, let's go. We're here for a reason. So if you've read the title of this episode, you probably already know. We're going to help you pick a college football team if you don't already have one. And you know what? We have a guy on our podcast, KK. He doesn't have a college football team. He doesn't have any allegiances. He's been to a TCU Horned Frog game, but he has no allegiances to anybody. And we're going to do a bit on our show, which will come out in a little while, where he goes down and does a bracket and does everything. And then I went to searching on the internet, and I found out there's actually a lot of people in that boat that live somewhere where there's no college football and are big fans of it, or big fans of, the NFL, but live somewhere where there's no college football or no football presence, and they want to follow a team and they're unsure of like, hey, which team's the best for me? Some people find it very daunting because there are so many teams and so many different conferences. And so I was like, why not bring in the prodigy? Why not bring in the prodigy to help us kind of not maybe pick a team, but kind of look at the different things you could look for? I think first and foremost, what makes college football fandom, Joel, so much more different than NFL fandom?
I'm gonna do it the best way. I'm gonna explain it the best way I can explain it. I think because NFL fandom is pretty good, right? But I don't know. There's just something different about the atmosphere being on a college campus with a bunch of, and it sounds weird to say this, but like 18 to 24-year-old student section just screaming for their schools, right? Their respective schools, being excited, the passion level for it, because there's so much passion. Used to be, because now it's more because you have NIL now, everything going on there. But back in the day, especially when I was growing up watching it, it was just straight passion, man. Just passion for the game. NFL was, okay, we're going to go get paid to play, and, it's professional football. And there's still an excitement level to watch it. But with college, there's a lot of passion behind it, because a lot of these players, I mean, they were getting paid, but paid under the rug. But most of them were not getting paid. It's like college basketball a little bit. Like, there's some going to the NBA, but there's some seniors who are playing college basketball for their last time, and then they're going to go get a job somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That was what college football was growing up for me. Like, a lot of these guys probably wasn't going to make it to the NFL, but they were on their last leg in college football, but they were going to go out there and make the most of it. And that's why fans appreciated it so much growing up, the passion and the excitement level of it. There's just nothing really, to me, like college football. I think that's what made college football a little bit different from the NFL back in the day. Now, today, it could be a little bit different. The passion level's still there, but it's still kind of on an equal level playing field now, or a little bit more of an equal level playing field with the NFL now in terms of fandom. But but at least growing up for me, the passion level was just off the charts. The excitement was off the charts, man. Watching the game of the century in 2011. I remember talking to my dad about it, because my dad's an Alabama fan. It was by late September, LSU was undefeated. Alabama was undefeated. And when you look at that and you're like, okay, by the way their schedules are looking up, early November is going to be a showdown. One versus two. These are
Yeah.
the two best teams in college football right now. They're on a collision course, and no one is going to beat these teams up until they
Yeah.
play each other. And everybody, they were hyping that game up for 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months. That's insane. That's what college
That's
football is all about. And
bonkers.
they would talk about it on every Sports Center, every college football final or college football live show. They're like, we're counting down the days. Alabama and LSU are going to play each other. It's going to be a
Yeah.
collision course, and it was. It was a 9-6 game in favor of LSU. But you look at that stuff right there. It's like, yeah, the NFL does some of that stuff, like with the Super Bowl, but regular season games. College
You
football,
don't rarely you get
You
the hype
rarely
for
don't- yeah.
You
You
rarely
rarely
get
don't
a
see it.
you rarely get a matchup where you're like, okay, this is must watch television.
Exactly. And college football had those type of games. And I think that's another reason why fandom is different as well, because the fans would hype it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just think that's what makes it a little bit different from the NFL from that perspective. Now, I think it is a little bit more kind of like the NFL in terms of fandom now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I think you described that really well. Now, going into it, we're going to dive in. Some feelings are going to get hurt today. There are going to be some people that listen to this that are going to come back and say, you know what, how dare the Prodigy do this to my team? And that's going to be okay, because he is the Prodigy for a reason. He's the man of the people, but he's also a man of college football. Let's start with the Big Ten, Joel.
Okay.
Ohio State, you're going to see tons and tons of players this year in the draft, especially the first round. You're going to see a lot of that logo everywhere on the draft board. Indiana just won the national championship. You got some powerhouses in Michigan, Penn State. From a pure fan experience perspective, which Big Ten school do you think gives you the absolute best ride when it comes to fandom going forward? And listen, you can go back and you can say, well, you know what, there was a storied history here. So there is history to the program. But if you were to hop onto this program, 2026, April 10th, date of recording, which program right now is going to give you the best ride from a point of like, hey, you go to that home stadium, you're going to witness something special, and B, that roster is going to show you a good time in terms of like your mental health will be kept in check.
Ohio State. That's probably the easiest answer right there. Ohio State. I mean, at least in the modern era, I mean, they have 9 national championships, claimed national championships. A lot of people claim stuff, right? But I think undisputed national championships. They have 9 in program history. Their program has always been historic in terms of winning. They've had historical coaches like a Woody Hayes, like an Urban Meyer, now like a Ryan Day. But not only that, they're just consistent winners. They have the best recruiting classes, it seems like, top 10, top 5 recruiting classes each and every year.
Yeah.
A lot of Big Ten titles, a lot of playoff appearances. They kind of drool. I mean, I would say, I'm not going to say they're going to sit there and say they dominate the Big Ten every year. I mean, they kind of do, but like in a lot of ways, they kind of just are at the top every year. And they're in it every year. Like, you can't really get rid of Ohio State.
They're flashy. They've got football. The people love watching offense. They love watching their playmakers. You look at their wide receiver factory.
And defensively, they're going to reload this year. So they're going to lose Sonny Styles. They're going to lose Arvell Reese. They're going to lose Caleb Downs. Guess what? There's going to be more of those guys there coming up.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, if you want a consistent, okay, we're fine. Now, in terms of rivalry weekend, your mental health can immediately just go down with the Michigan, because it seems like besides last year, Michigan has been giving them some problems. So, but I think consistently throughout the whole schedule, Ohio State's probably the obvious answer, honestly.
Damn. Okay. Well, sorry, Dave Portnoy. You heard it here first.
I was going to say, I think Michigan's up there too. I really do.
I think so.
I think Michigan's up there too. I think I think 3 more. If I can name 3 more,
let's hear it.
Michigan, Oregon, and USC are good ones. I mean, I just went over that on this past Thursday's episode for spring results, but I think those 3 teams are in terms of fandom are pretty good. Now, Oregon has yet to win a national title.
But
obviously.
from a
But
Jersey perspective, Oregon cooks.
if you want if you want an apparel monster, if you
Yeah.
want a regular season juggernaut, a team that can get you fired up under a head coach like Dan Lanning, Oregon's your team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there's no bad choices in what you mentioned. Not a lot of love for Penn State, the whiteout.
I mean, in terms of atmosphere, Penn State's really good. I
Yeah,
think in terms of consistently winning 10 plus games, it's good to be a Penn State fan. But
yeah.
if you're looking for okay, we want to win national championships be in contention for a national title every single year, you're probably going to have to go to point at one of those other schools.
Oh, I love it. I love getting a unfiltered reaction out of you that's gonna really rage bait 50% of the internet. It's actually fantastic. I
And then,
love it.
and then people are going to say, well, Penn State, well, okay, they went to the semifinal in 2024. Yeah, they did. What happened in 2023? In
Yeah,
22? In
yeah,
21? In 2020, they weren't even in his COVID year. In 2019, we all know what happened in 2019. LSU was the best team that year. But
yeah.
2018, you know what I mean? Like, it just keeps going on and on and on. 2016 is when they should have been in the playoff with Saquon Barkley and Trace McSorley. I'm surprised Ohio State got in that year. And I will
Yeah.
defend Penn State on that one because I think they should have gotten in that year, honestly. Would they have won? I don't know, but they should have gotten in that year. They played USC in the Rose Bowl and against Sam Darnold, to be in fact.
Yep. Super Bowl champion.
Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold. So, yeah. So, I mean, I think Penn State's a good, consistent winner. Now, different time now. We're going to see how Matt Campbell does now, but under James Franklin, they were a consistent winner. So,
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. There's your Big Ten. Now, Big 12 and ACC. Now this will be interesting because this is a little bit like you're getting away from your typical conferences, and that's why there's one of them I'm going to save till the end. But when it comes to the ACC, Big 12, who would you put your vote in?
for the Big 12, it's very interesting only because of Texas and Oklahoma had a lot of power there. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of fan power, and it all went to the SEC.
Yes.
And you're thinking, now what? Who's going to be that go-to team, right? Obviously, the go-to team right now, if you want to talk about right currently, is Texas Tech. If you want to look at that,
I love them.
They
They are one scandal away from ruining what they got going on.
And Joey McGuire, very good coach, very good recruiter. That NIL money is insane. Yes. The talent level there right now is insane because of that NIL money. Yes. But if you want to talk about prestige in terms of like they won their first Big 12 title this year, if you're talking about program prestige, you're kind of like, I mean, what have they really done, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have won big games in the past. If you want to go back to when I was literally 8 years old, watching Colt McCoy and Michael Crabtree go up against each other, Graham Harrell at Texas Tech.
Those are some names.
Yeah, Mike Leach was the head coach there. I mean, rip Mike Leach, one of the greatest. I mean, honestly, one of the most entertaining coaches of all time.
Yeah.
He was the head coach with the Red Raiders. They upset Texas Tech, like the number one Texas Longhorns in Big 12 country with an air raid pass to Michael Crabtree. I mean, amazing stuff like that happened. It was a hype game too because Texas Tech was actually pretty good in 2008. Games like that were fun, but if you're talking about like program history in terms of titles and all that. I mean, it's a little bit iffy. But if you're talking about for current fandom and with the trajectory that Texas Tech's going now, they just got done winning the Big 12 title, their first Big 12 title. They're bringing in recruits to the nines. They're bringing in a lot of talent. They're upgrading their facilities now to the nines as well. Their facility upgrades are getting. I mean, right? So they're getting along with the time. So if you're talking about current fandom now, I think Texas Tech is your best bet right now. In the Big 12, Utah's a pretty consistent one as well. BYU's getting pretty good in that. Probably not in terms of facilities like Texas Tech and stadiums like Texas Tech. But I would say in terms of just true diehard, like cult-like fandom, I think BYU's an interesting one as well. Now, if you want flashiness and celebrity pool, right? You're going to go with Colorado.
Yeah.
With Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Now, don't expect. Sounds really harsh to say this. Don't expect a consistent. If you want an up and down, if you're okay, we want to win some football games. We want to be at championship level. I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect that right off the bat. But if you're talking about like celebrity flashiness, type of celebrity type pool,
You're gonna get
Colorado's
great
probably your best.
content. You're gonna
Yeah,
get great behind the scenes content of what's
yeah,
going on behind the scenes. Lots of they
absolutely.
have a great media team. They love pump. And speaking of another team with good gear, they've got nice apparel choices.
Yeah, and their facilities are kind of underrated as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to get some nice. If you're talking about fandom wise, you're going to get some nice, behind the scenes celebrity type stuff, and winning in terms of games, you may win. You can win a few games, may go to a bowl game, but if you're talking about like championship prestige back in the day,
Yeah.
they made it to the Big 12 championship before, like way back then. Pac-12 title way back then as well.
Yeah.
But
Not there.
if you're talking about consistent winner like a Texas Tech right now,
I think they're in different leagues in the same conference.
yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned ACC, right?
Yes, I wanted to get to the lovely ACC with, of course, Clemson, and
Clemson,
Miami,
yeah.
and you got your Florida State in there.
Yeah, Clemson. If you're talking about just modern history, like modern 2010s up until now history, probably Clemson. I mean, I think that's really the go-to, honestly. Clemson, Miami is kind of making a resurgence. I think if you're talking about historical wise, Miami's the one, especially winning those titles. They've never won an ACC title.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna sit there and say, "Wait, what? What are you talking about? They won national titles and all that." Yeah, they were in the Big East. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
were a Big East team. They weren't in the ACC yet. Just like Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was like in the Big East and the WAC and all that. They weren't in the ACC yet. That was way back then. Now they're in the ACC. But if you're talking about historical wise, Miami's one. If you're talking about up to date modern, Clemson would be one. I think another historical one would be Florida State.
yeah. Good old Seminoles.
I think if you're talking about just pure fandom and pure passion and talking about atmosphere for game day, Florida State takes the charts. I want to go to a Florida State game just to look at then everybody do the tomahawk chop. Just the whole stadium go crazy for when the Noles come out, right? I want to see all that. When the Chief plants the spear in midfield,
yeah.
I want to see that. Like, I want to see that live. I'm planning on going to a Florida State game very soon. Right now, does everything look kind of dicey? Sure, it does. In terms of football, yeah, 100%. But if you're talking about pure historical game day type atmosphere, you're going to pick Florida State. If you're talking about historical championship pedigree, you're going to pick Miami. If you're talking about modern championship pedigree and modern day recruits, you're going to pick Clemson.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And I saved them for last. And I know this is the behemoth, is the SEC.
Top to bottom.
Where I honestly, you could pick almost any team of the SEC right now. It would be you could make a case. But if you had to pick three teams, Joel, SEC, you got to vouch for, like, you're a new fan. These are the three teams you should be cheering for. Not all at once, but you can have an array to pick from. Which three would it be?
Three to pick from right now.
Yeah, right now. Going into next season.
Can I break it down into terms, like categories?
Sure. Yeah.
In terms of championships, probably Alabama, Georgia, and LSU.
Sorry.
Probably
Do it to championship winning, like chances to win the next one.
chances to win the next one.
Yeah. Chances to win the next national. Like, who's closest to the next national championship?
Probably out of the three, probably Texas, Georgia, and LSU.
Okay. Texas, Georgia, LSU. Gotcha.
For the next one. But if you're talking about historically, probably Alabama, Georgia, maybe LSU. And maybe Texas a little bit on the back end, but probably Georgia, Alabama, LSU. Most likely. For sure, Alabama, if you're talking about a historical perspective. If you're talking about game day experiences, LSU's definitely up there. In terms of fandom, that's just Tiger Stadium's an electric atmosphere. Death Valley is just insane.
It's something else.
Kyle Field is also something else in terms of atmosphere in game day. Texas A&M, if you want to go to be a fan, like a true fan, and if you're just for a pure game day experience, I think A&M's up there. I think Neyland Stadium's also up there for Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee, not a bad place to visit.
And tailgate.
Yeah,
Knoxville's a beautiful town, I heard.
yeah.
So I would say Tennessee is one of them. If you're talking about from a
Give me a recruiting or like player.
yeah,
Like which new recruits are new? Like obviously you got Arch in Texas. That's an easy one. But like which new guys are coming in? You got that are coming in or that people would know that are going to be big household names eventually.
you're talking about who's going to be big household names eventually, like player wise, or are you
Yeah,
talking about
like
just
player
like
wise.
um
Like who's right now? Like if you were to pick a team in the SEC and you're like, hey, this cat on LSU is going to be insane, or this guy on Alabama is going to be absolutely nuts.
I think in a lot of I don't think Alabama. I'm kind of iffy about Alabama going into this year.
Yeah.
I think they're a top 25 team entering the year, but are they a playoff team yet? I'm not sure. I will say that I have a good feeling about Keelan Russell being their quarterback and
There you
being the
go.
next superstar Alabama quarterback. I really do. I have a good feeling about him. If you're talking about from a player, do you want to talk? Are you talking about new players? As Keelan Russell
Sure.
counts as a new player,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
You
just
can have new players.
reoccurring player, like
You
returning
could have
player.
you could have a returning. I'll leave the floor open to you. The cast is wide open.
I would say new player, Keelan Russell. Even though he was on the team last year, he didn't play.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Keelan Russell for Alabama. I would say returning player, Ahmad Hardy from Missouri is an absolute stud in the
Oof.
SEC, dude. He's
Yeah.
the best. I think he's the best running back coming back, not just in SEC, but in college football. I really do.
Heisman.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
I have an early pick for Heisman right now.
Yeah.
That's different, but I think that I think Doak Walker potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. No, that's solid. Now, who is the dark horse that whose name has not come up and who you're like, like this would be and don't say Notre Dame because we're going to build up Notre Dame individually because that's how they like to be built up. They don't like to be
Independent, yeah.
they love to be independent. We'll build them up but outside of Notre Dame, outside of any of the teams you've mentioned, is there a dark horse where you're like, you know what? These poor guys don't get a lot of love and I think they deserve a little bit more love from the prodigy. Now's your time to go through and see how many fan bases you upsetted this season, and make do with make do with this pick.
Man, I think Auburn doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Yeah,
Auburn's a very unique area, historical pageantry type program. I think they should
yeah,
get a little bit more love, especially with Alex Golesh coming in. I mean, they've had some good players there. They've contended for SEC titles and won SEC championships and won national title with Cam Newton. Right?
yeah,
They made it to the national title against Jameis Winston in Florida State. They lost that one, but they made it there. That was the last BCS national title.
yeah.
I think I think Auburn is
Auburn,
one. I think Auburn's
solid.
one. I think Florida gets
The
love.
The Gators didn't get any
a
love.
lot, but I think Florida gets love, but not a lot of love. I think Florida needs to get more love, and I think that will come eventually
Yeah.
because of who's their head coach now, John Summerall. I think John Summerall is a fantastic coach. So if you want to kind of get into the revival mode aspect, I think Florida is going to be one of them.
There you go.
For
There
the
you go.
SEC at least. I think for the Big Ten, who doesn't
Yeah.
get enough love, it's Big Ten's kind of hard because top to bottom, top wise they're phenomenal. Bottom wise they're like okay, right?
If there's a steep fall off from the top to bottom.
Yeah, compared to the Big Ten and SEC, and that's why the debate for the SEC and Big Ten come in because you're
Yeah.
sitting there and you're like. Oh, I mean, the Big Ten's winning national titles, yeah, but top to bottom, who's really better, right?
Yeah.
Illinois
I'm
is a really
surprised.
good one.
I'm surprised you didn't say Indiana.
Indiana's are emerging now, and I think Indiana deserves a little bit more love, especially after their national title run. I think Illinois is another one. I think
Yeah.
Illinois has been kind of consistently a little bit better as the years have gone on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Big 12, I think Kansas State's very interesting. as far as the Big
Okay.
12.
Yeah.
Kansas State needs to get a little bit more love as well, especially with Bill Snyder. I like Baylor a lot too in
Yeah.
that as well. I think
Well, I
Baylor needs
loved
to get
their quarterback this past year. I think he was
Sawyer
absolute
Robertson. Sawyer Robertson was really good.
just a G. Like he was
Absolutely.
hucking that thing.
Cannot wait to see what DJ Lagway does. The transfer
Yeah.
coming in from Florida to Baylor. Cannot wait to see what he does. He's rediscovering his love for football again, as he
Yeah.
said during his interviews. We'll see what happens there with DJ Lagway. For the ACC, finally, I think Virginia Tech's going to reemerge, so I would get ready for that.
Possibly one of the greatest entrances in all of sports.
Oh, that's another Lane Stadium's another atmosphere I look forward to going to as well. I can't wait to go
Yeah.
there. With Inner Sandman, and I
Yeah.
think they're going to be probably a problem because I think James Franklin's going to recruit a lot better next year as well, and they're
Yeah.
going to be a problem as long as he's there. I think. So I think Virginia Tech's one. Not a lot of love. If they keep going in the right trajectory, I think Virginia's one.
Okay.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, not historically great, but if they
Yeah.
keep going in the modern trajectory, I think you can jump on that. And it sounds like a bandwagon statement here. You can jump on that bandwagon a little bit and be like, okay, Virginia is kind of emerging.
Yeah.
So
No, that's all. That's I don't I don't have any complaints with your picks. I think they're all solid.
I have one more in the ACC. I think
Hit me.
I do like NC State. I think NC State's if you're going to talk about loyal fandom, is NC
Yeah.
State.
Okay.
NC State has probably one of the most loyal fan bases out there. I think they love they love the Wolfpack. So
This is getting clipped, and we're gonna target at this and in North Carolina and all North Carolina State fans. It's gonna be a great time.
yeah, shout out to Savannah 2J as well. She's
There you go.
Wolfpack Nation for her as well. I think they have some of the most loyal fandom out there, and just a very loyal fan base. So in terms of loyalty, just straight up loyalty, you want to be loyal to your team. NC State is up there.
No, that's amazing, and no complaints there with any of your picks. And once again, if you guys disagree with us or you disagree with the placement of some of these schools, hit us up. Red Zone Blitz Pod on the socials, X, Instagram, TikTok. You can email us, redzoneblitzpodcast@gmail.com. We'll bring Joel back and we'll do a press conference. We'll take all your questions for the Prodigy. So if you got
100%.
anything, let us know. Now, Joel, I would be possibly maybe exiled. Maybe I would be egged in public. I would probably be tackled in Pittsburgh if I did not mention the Fighting Irish. Joel, please make your case as a former Fighting Irish fan. I come to you. Make your case on why, if you're picking up college football for the very first time, why you should go down into South Bend, or why you should go and buy that Notre Dame merch and sit down and watch your NBC home games, because they stream on NBC every single home game this
well as
upcoming
Peacock.
year.
well
And Peacock.
As
Yep.
well as Peacock.
So I'll let you make the case for Notre Dame.
Well, if you want a historical program, a historically old school type program, Notre Dame's it. If you want a school that has the national championship prestige, Notre Dame is it. They have 11 claimed national titles. If you want the atmosphere of looking at it and seeing touchdown Jesus like this, as I lean back in my chair, like that, and overlooking the stadium, and you look at the stadium, and there it is right there. And you want a prestigious type, old school type feel of a game day tradition, you're going to want to choose Notre Dame. You like the color green and gold and navy, you're going to want to choose Notre Dame. If you want consistent winner, a lot of people are going to be like, are you kidding me right now? Consistent winner, you're going to want Notre Dame. I think now they haven't won a national title since 1988. I get it. Rip Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz was a guy I loved growing up. He was their head coach. I would be remiss if I was not acknowledging him, because he is awesome. He is great. So Rip Lou Holtz, he's amazing. Phenomenal head coach. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this as well, so because he was a great on in the TV studio. So amazing. Notre Dame, they haven't won one since 1988, the late 80s. They made their first national title since then. the 2024 season going into
Yeah.
2025
Against Ohio State.
against Ohio
Of course.
State. Did they lose? Yeah, they lost. Guess what? They made it though. And they did something that the previous Marcus Freeman did something that the previous coach did not do, and that's make it through the playoff. So one, you have the head coach now to build a class up because they had a really good recruiting class this year.
Yeah.
Top 5, I believe, recruiting class. Portal class was good as well. So not only are they stacking it up and making academics still a priority, they are making recruiting more of a priority as well. Marcus Freeman's a good recruiter, man.
Yeah,
And I can go over. And I don't know if a lot of people have seen my top 5 list because I got a lot of flack for that. I put Marcus Freeman at 5. And he is, to me, is a top 5 head coach. But Joel, he didn't win a national championship yet. Did he make it there? Yeah, he made it there. Why is it Mario Cristobal on there? He beat Marcus Freeman. Yes, he did. He made it to the national title. He's number 6. I will tell you why he's number 6. Because, and this is just a because on this one, I think Marcus Freeman recruits just a tiny bit better than Mario Cristobal. Just a tiny bit better. I think Mario Cristobal is a good head coach, and he recruits phenomenally. He's a top 10 head coach, top 6 head coach. I think that if you stack up the resumes, they're very similar. I just think Marcus Freeman has one little tiny edge, besides game-wise, recruiting-wise, over Mario Cristobal. Miami fans can cover your ears on that one. You can hate me. I don't care. But Marcus Freeman's a top 5 head coach in this sport. That's another one. That's another reason why you want to be a Notre Dame fan. And how it is right now, with the roster it is right now, loaded roster. And a lot of people are going to say, dude, the scheduling is a little bit easier. Yeah, that's honestly why you would want to be a fan.
Yeah.
You want to win, right? You want to be a consistent winner. You want to win. Be a part of a team that wins, and Notre Dame's going to win. They have 3 games that are very tough on their schedule. They have a couple of sneaky ones as well, but they have 3 games you point at, SMU, BYU, and Miami on their schedule. That's pretty tough. That could probably knock them out of the playoff if they lose all 3. But if they win, and maybe drop one of those games or even drop 2, if they finish in the top 12 because they have that agreement, they're in the playoffs still. So you're going to want to be a fan of that as well. It sounds kind of, in wrestling terms, pro wrestling terms, kind of heelish to say that. Like, oh, we lost those 2 games. We're going to, kind of sneak and chicken our way to the playoff. Sounds kind of heelish, maybe. But what would you rather do? Like, oh, I'm going to, be the honorable fan and the integrity. If we go down, we go down. Yeah, you go down, you lose. That's fine, you lose. But let's be honest, you want to compete for a national title. And a lot of people want to compete for a national title. So you're going to want to join that as well. Notre Dame has all that, and they have freedom with their schedule a little bit. They have a scheduling alignment and agreement with the ACC and partially with the Big Ten, but mainly with the ACC. And they have their own little network with the NBC deal, with Peacock streaming. The Big Ten has an NBC deal as well, but Notre Dame mainly has that deal, also that media rights deal. So, yeah, it's all that wrapped up into one is why you would want to be a Notre Dame fan. The pageantry, the game day tradition, the modern kind of feel right now and how well they are right now, modern-wise, you would want to be a part of that, what's going on at Notre Dame. So, that's how I can the best I can do to hype up Notre Dame as of right now. A lot of people are going to say, dude, you kind of suck. I'm sorry, but I'm keeping it at about 50 with you guys, man. Being honest is how Notre Dame
No, man, I think I don't think there's going to be a better hype man for Notre Dame than what I just saw there. That was beautiful.
I think, honestly, out of all the teams I've seen this spring, a lot of people are, okay, y'all can cover y'all's ears again. I think right now, evaluation-wise, I'm still evaluating. This may change, but right now, Notre Dame has it. They really do. They have it.
There you go.
And they're going to be pissed because they're going off of they're in a redemption tour kind of right now. They got stuff for the playoff after that one loss to Miami, and now it's like, oh crap, now we got to go out and handle business. Now we got to go prove to everybody and leave no doubt that we should have been in last year. Now we're going to go good in this year. So
No, that is solid. Now we're almost up at time. I'm gonna let you go because I know you're super busy, Joel. But last question for you: if the college football prodigy had to start over and pick a college football team today, no prior allegiances, which program do you pick and why?
I grew up an LSU guy. Um, Watching LSU have the talent they had was incredible, and it was awesome. Um, I think obviously you would want to jump the bandwagon and go with Bama. I mean, that's going to be hateful words coming from the LSU faithful there, but at the same time, it's like you would want to grow up and be a part of that. What Nick
Yeah,
Saban did was incredible. Dude, they have 18 now. They have the most national championships out of every major D1 school out there. 18 national titles. Majority of those, 7 out of those 18, were from Nick Saban.
the goat.
Insane. Like insane. I mean, and he was a consistent player in this for years and years and years, recruiting to the nines. Yeah, like if you had to start over, and you were like a kid again and trying to grow up and like be a fan of college football,
Yeah,
Bama would be that school. Now, if you're talking about like nowadays, you could be an LSU fan, a Texas fan, because Texas is doing really good. Ohio State is another one. I think Ohio State's consistently in it as well, so you got to give it credit for that. But if you're talking about a loyal, diehard type of fandom, you can go with your Indianas. You can go with your NC States, like I just mentioned.
yeah.
You can go with. I would say if you're talking about loyal diehards, you can go with the schools like a TCU, right? Like
Hey, go
an
Horn Frogs, man.
under the radar, flying under the radar type schools that don't get really enough love, but are loyal to their school, right?
Yeah. Well, TCU, I would just want to say, like, it's easy to get to, guys. It's in that Fort Worth area.
Yeah,
You know, you fly in, it's easy to get to,
right there.
and great food. Some of the absolute greatest times of my life were had in that Dallas Fort Worth area. So, huge shout out to the TCU Horn Frogs. I forgot to mention them earlier. I apologize.
And in Indiana's a faithful fan base too, because they've been waiting. They've been waiting.
Oh yeah,
Indiana has for that national title. They've been waiting and waiting and waiting, patiently waiting. Another team would be a passionate fan base and faithful fan base is Ole Miss. Ole Miss was waiting for a playoff run like that. They didn't go to the national title, but they came very close. So they were waiting and they were faithful. So that's a faithful fan base as well.
yeah.
So
No, they were poor guys with their coach. It's a tough one, but
if you want another one, their rival, Mississippi State. That's another faithful fan base as well.
yeah.
There's just a bunch, man. If you're talking about the under the radar, like just to be a faithful fan, but if you want to be a part of like a at the top of the food chain, consistent winner right now, Oregon, Ohio State, Bama is still there for now.
Yeah.
Georgia, Texas, LSU.
No, that's solid. That's solid. Once again, before we wrap up, Joel, give it to me. Where can people find you? Where can people find the prodigy of college football?
Man, if you want my socials, X, Instagram, and TikTok is at Pigskin_Frenzy. You can follow along there. You're going to get wild takes from the prodigy himself. There's also YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple, Amazon as well. All platforms. Just follow and subscribe on all platforms, and especially on YouTube. Follow and subscribe on YouTube. I want you to keep on watching me on there as the views go up, as the subscribers go up. Keep on watching me there. You can catch us on True Voice Digital as well. That's our new, we're kind of like placed there as well on their site. So follow there as well for inspiring faith-based content and unfiltered analysis there. So that's where you can find Pigskin Frenzy.
Amazing, amazing. And Joel, I just want to appreciate you for hopping on and helping us with this little project that we have. And you know what? Hopefully it helps someone that's out there that's maybe living in Australia or Ireland or places in South America or Canada, any place. And like, I think the U.S. is covered. I think a lot of U.S. listeners are going to listen to this and be like, "What the hell do you mean pick a college football team?" I'm born into this. What the hell? What do you mean pick off the fandom or the apparel? And you know what? it's different. Like you just don't understand how big college football is until you truly go to a game in the United States,
It's
until you breathe the game in person.
it's the greatest sport on earth. It really is. To me, there's
Yeah.
nothing like it. If you're talking about like, okay, dude, you better calm down saying this, but man, it's literally like it's a love. Like it's
Mhm.
literally like a love. Like it's a love story. I love it. And it's like a romantic love story. When people get caught up in their soap, I make a joke on X, and I said that college. So everyone has the Young and Restless as their soap opera.
Of
Everybody has
course.
General Hospital. College
Yeah.
football is my soap opera. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
College football is my soap opera where I get into what I am passionate about and hooked on. Like, I want to see what's going to happen next. If they win that game, they're in and they maneuver. And it's just a bunch of fun stuff that you look at and you're like, this is wild and crazy. Like,
And I think
you love this because of the amount of passion that people bring into this.
it's crazy because you see all those guys that have played for 4 years, 3 years. Like some of them have only played 2 years. Then they've declared for the draft, and you see all of that passion and all that love for the game. It's kind of come out on that stage in Pittsburgh in April, and then that's what they're working hard for. And I think you see like a lot of the differences between the NFL, and I think this is the big one is you can hold on to a player for his whole career in the NFL.
Yeah.
You can have a guy go in and play 18, 15, 10, even if he plays 3 years of his career, all be with one team. It doesn't work like that with college, especially not with the transfer portal now. But I think now more than ever is you see guys like that play their 4 years. That guy could be the best guy ever. You got to say bye to him.
Yeah.
Like you got to be like, hey, man, thanks for everything. See ya. Like it was good. And then you got to wait until the next recruit comes in, and then you fall in love all over again. It's a beautiful cycle.
Yeah, 100%. And it's one of those things where you get attached to that player and you're like, man, I don't want them to go to the NFL. I want them to, at least have
Just
one more
stay
year.
one more year, like the
Yeah.
QB in Ole Miss this year. He just wanted
Yeah,
one
it's
more
like
year,
it's
one
just
more
one
ride.
just one more year. LSU is another perfect example for this, by the way.
Yeah.
The 2019 year.
Oh,
They had Joe Burrow in 2018 and they had him in 2019. They're like, can you not go to the NFL yet? Can we run this back and try to go at it again? It was just phenomenal football team, and you just don't want it to end. You know what I mean? And then you get new guys, and you get reattached to new people. That's with every college football team. You're like, I don't want this story to end, but it has
yeah,
to. Every story has
course.
to end eventually. But that's what's the beauty of a college football is. It's like you watch magic unfold in front of your very eyes, and you're like, I don't want this to end. But sometimes it does end, and then you're like, okay, now we're back to where we were. But there's also sometimes in this, okay, I don't want this story to end, but it's got to, and it ends, but then there's another chapter in it, which is
Yeah.
also a good thing about college football as well.
No, it's a beautiful sport, and you know what? College football is fortunate to have the voice of Joel Norris covering it. I thank you again, Joel. Appreciate you once again, Joel Norris, Pigskin Frenzy. Go follow him on the socials. Go follow him on the YouTube. Hit him up on Alexa, on Samsung, everywhere where podcasts are streamed. You can find this guy, and then let us know as well. Red Zone Blitz Pod on all the socials. We're on YouTube as well. Give us a follow there. This will be going up on YouTube. We're dipping into the video scene a little bit more now. We're transitioning into a audio and video podcast. So there'll be more content coming. I want to thank you again, Joel, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely, man. Can't wait to be back on.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you.